Okay, all this last page does is change the name, right? If you find the zeros of the polynomial function, it's the same as finding a solution of a polynomial equation. And the solution of a polynomial equation is called a root. So instead of calling this the rational zero theorem, it's very often called the rational root theorem. All right, but nothing's changed, right? It's saying that the top is the constant term, the factor is the constant term, and the bottom is the factor of the leading coefficient. So let's go ahead and go through this. I'm going to take my list a little different. I want to show you another way to do your list. So I'm going to do my list of possible roots. And a lot of people do it like this. What they do is they write a big line right here and say positive, negative, and list the top. So positive, negative 1, 3, 5, and 15. And those are all the roots of 15. And then on the bottom we have positive, negative 1. And if it asks for a list, you'd say positive, negative 1, 3, 5, and 15. Those are my possible roots. So let's go ahead and test them out. We need at least one this way, and then we should be able to factor like normal. And if not, we'll check it out. All right. So I'm going to make my list. So I'm going to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to show the standard synthetic. I'm not going to do a different chart because I really only have to find one because it's cubic. And we know how to factor quadrilaterals. So if we can get that down to quadrilaterals. Quadratics. So we can get down to a second power, we should be able to factor on our own. So there's my leading coefficient, there's my first term, negative 13 and negative 15. And you know what? I think I will go the other way just in case we're not right at first. So I'm going to make my list. I'll start with 1, positive 1, I drop the 1, multiply and add to get 4, multiply and add to get negative 9, multiply and add to get negative 24. That is not a factor. So I'm going to bring my negative 1 in. Drop my 1, multiply and add to get 2, multiply and add to get negative 15, and 0. I've already got a root. So I've got a factor and a root. So my root is negative 1. Right, and my factor is x plus 1. Alright, so here we go. What's left? Well, that looks like an x squared plus 2x minus 15. And let's see if we can think of something that multiplies to 15 and adds up to 2, and we can. Alright, that would be 5 and negative 3. So we have our other factors, x plus 5 and x minus 3. So our roots are going to be negative 5 and positive 3. And it says find all the rational roots, which we have. And let's go ahead and write this as a separate factor. So our factors are x plus 1, x plus 5, and x minus 3. And our roots, let's go ahead and our roots are negative 1, negative 5, and 3. And that's really this whole lesson. I will see you tomorrow.